Hi all, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Candle. I am going to be one of your DMs/players for today. I am not going to tell you who I'm playing just yet. That'll be a fun surprise for later. And today I am joined by the wonderful and amazing and very, very willing to put up with my shenanigans.
But it's you too. But hi, I'm Wick, and I'm going to be playing Dr. Rutin, who is on a very important mission.
Yes, this is the FPS, Lending an Ear, which is taking place a day or so after the events of Pyrofight. And Rutin, you're heading back to Stacky's at the moment. I do you part of me is like, do you want to roll me a survival, see how you go getting back there, or
Sure, why not? Wait, let me look at his survival. Alright, his survival is actually not that bad. Let's give it a shot then. First roll of the night, let's see how we go. Oh, shit, okay. Um, so, yeah, like, alright, there you go. So that's a 22.
Okay, well, Rudin must have been making notes or something because you definitely
He
have.
is very determined.
Yeah. So, I am imagining. I think I said it in during the Pyrofight games, but Stacky's doesn't have a teleportation circle itself, but some of the closest cities in Faruma do. So I'm imagining that
uh,
Rutin has gotten a teleportation circle there, and then jumped on a train heading to Stacky's. So
you
yeah,
know,
that's where
that
you
makes a lot of
currently are.
sense. Because I'll drop a fun little thing. I mean, he used to work in or around cinema, which is I think in Faruma. So
Mm.
I guess he's a little familiar with it somehow. But
Yeah, yeah,
he's on his way.
yeah. And so yeah, currently you're on the train to Stacky's, and I am going to roll a little thing.
Uh oh. Doesn't fill me with fear. Ooh.
Okay. um
Yeah, that's a five.
um you your hammer space is you're getting a sense from it that Daisy is trying to maybe talk to you, but nothing's coming through right now.
Hmm. Uh, but he's gonna kind of glance around the train a little bit, and then he's gonna go into his hammer space and procure the wand. All right, cool.
Alright.
That's a five. So he gets it out. Um, and he kind of holds it just a little bit in front of him. Uh, is there something he wanted to say? And he says very quietly, and he's trying to be as discreet as possible on this train.
Okay. Roll me a for the fun of it. Roll me a um your choice of sleight of hand, stealth, or performance.
Okay, let's let a hand stealth or performance. Okay, I guess I'll roll. I guess I'll roll sleight of hand or stealth. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Seriously, why are you being
Oh
mean
my
to me
gosh.
today?
Uh, but hey, don't worry, I'm not faring much better. I mean, to be fair, he already does attract a lot of attention, being as tall and as goofy as he is.
Yeah, you have a few people looking at you oddly. But nothing's coming through from Daisy. Like nothing. You're not even getting the sense that they're there at the moment at all.
He kind of he. I mean, I think it's the combination of he's getting nothing from the wand, and also people are starting to stare. Maybe I'll talk later. Sorry. And he's just gonna put that back in his pocket.
I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I have no idea how long this train ride is, but you like people have sort of stared at you a little bit and then probably shrugged it off because tunes. They're less common in this area, but they're still like frequent enough that most of these people are just like they're odd. Yeah, of course they do these sort of things.
Yeah. And then we just montage.
Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering whether to give the wand another go, like after enough time
Oh,
has passed. But I that is also a nat one, so
I mean, we still could. Maybe as we get closer to our destination.
yeah. If you're willing, I'll give it another shot. If this one doesn't work, we'll say that yeah, Daisy's not talking to you right now.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Nice.
Uh, that makes a bit of sense. Um, because Daisy was getting kind of frustrated about not being able to get through, and probably didn't like being um
Okay.
So after a little while later, like probably as you're getting how as the train is pulling up, and and you get in your mind, you shouldn't be doing this. You should go back to the adults.
Hmm. Well, wait, but I am adult too, right? He kind of looks over at Teddy, who is he now has kind of propped up. Teddy slowly starts shaking his head, but then starts nodding.
Uh, um, you get a little bit of a sure you are feeling from Daisy, followed by a um uh God, I just need to figure out how to word this. Yeah, they go you are young timeless one. You need to go back where it's safe.
Young, timeless. Oh, you talking? You're not talking about me, are you? And he is, talking as he's making his way. Or maybe you're talking about the professor. I mean, I don't know how young he is, but he does have that weird um, box. Talking about the ellipses.
Mm, the mental equivalent of a shake of a head, like no, no, not the the strange timeless one. You, uh, um, the, you are of the young timeless race.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Because I am Toon.
Toon.
Yes. Toonkind is what we are called.
Okay. The child race is called Toons. Noted.
Child race. I mean, sometimes I am called childish, but that works too. I wonder if he knows where the hospital is.
Um, do you want to roll me another survival?
Yeah, because we've never been there. Let's see if you could read some signs.
Yeah,
Oh,
while you're doing that, Daisy has sort of like kind of taken like they've skipped over that point a little bit and they're back to this is a stupid idea. You should go back.
wait, a stupid idea. But I am not stupid.
I mean, okay, that is a 23, so yes, you're going to be able to find the hospital.
Very determined.
Um, so yeah, you find signs. It's like as soon as you step off the like train station, and it's like a sign there is like you are here. This is where the city hall is. This is where the ruins are. This is where the hospital is.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, most hospitals have like a big H on them or some kind of indicator.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but Daisy's gonna continue. You're not stupid, but you can still have stupid ideas. Being can be smart and stupid at the same time.
He kind of furrows his brow, but he goes, I guess so. I mean, well, I guess I'm not very smart, but not completely dumb. I guess I'm right in the middle. But this is something I want to do. It's something to do on my own. Everyone else knows what they're doing, and I want to help. So
I guess, but I don't want you to get hurt. You're my friend, and I don't have the best track record of keeping my friends safe.
don't worry, that makes two of us, but we can get better. And besides, I like being friends with you too. So hopefully that will be fine. Besides, he's probably still recovering. So they should also have some kind of security in there, you know, just in case if anything happens.
Just, do you even know where you're going?
Uh, he stops pretty much right in front of the hospital. Yes.
Oh, well, uh, if you're sure about this.
He takes a breath. No, no, I am not sure about this. I'm rarely sure about anything, but still, I I just want to figure things out, even if it gets me in a little bit of trouble. Besides, I'm going to keep you safe. Uh, you know, you will be back in pocket if you do not mind. Um, while we have a little chat.
Okay, but just just be careful.
You know, I tell you what if I promise that if anything happens or starts looking like it's going wrong, I leave immediately and just forget the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. If okay, just yeah. Okay, I think that could work. That yeah.
Okay. And he kind of gives a thumbs up, like, don't worry, we got this.
Yep. So yeah, you're in front of the hospital, um, and kind of like the rest of the town and stuff, it's a bit of a mix of like modern and um, like magical medieval, um, in that like it's still a hospital, but you there's not as much equipment in like the main areas as you would think. Um, a lot of that is like more uh expensive, and so it's like a lot more sparing, but then the setup is still pretty similar with like a reception area and like people coming in and out, and like there's someone behind the desk currently, and things like that.
He's kind of just going to stand there for a moment, take things in, and then he's going to take a deep breath and head over to the receptionist.
Yeah. So the receptionist is uh a human male, who seems to be doing some sort of paperwork, and he looks up as you approach and blinks a couple of times because yes, that is in fact a tune. Um, and there's just like a kind smile. Hi, how can I help you?
Yes. Hello. Um, I, I was wondering if I could visit a patient here, uh, if they're accepting visitors.
Um, well, that'll depend on the patient. Who are you here to see?
Um, a Mr. Grimwald.
And he's sort of like gotten up to like there's a uh like a bookshelf behind him which has got a lot of files in there, so like head up, like leaning, sort of like fingers running down it, like okay, let's see if I can find who you're looking for, and then you say the name and he pauses and he turns back and uh Grimald, uh Lee Grimald.
Um, yes, I don't think there are any other Grimwalds, but yes, Lee.
Hmm. Well, yeah, no, that's the only Grimald here. Um, yeah, he is. Well, he is accepting visitors. I will be honest, though. Not in the greatest mood at the moment. So, you sure you want to visit?
Um, I mean, with what had well, how is he? His condition? He is is stable, yes?
Well, I've never seen him in the condition that he came in, but yeah, he's stable now, still on bed rest, still very unhappy about that. He's took a few good hits, but he'll heal.
So, all right. He kind of just nods. Um, well, hopefully, uh, I, I can lift his spirits. And he gives like a tight-lipped smile, like, uh-huh, yeah.
I mean, rather you than me, mate. But best of luck. He's room 34. They're um in the um in wing D. The sign, yeah, D is on your left, and all the way to the end there, and the numbers you should be able to follow them from there.
He nods as the receptionist is speaking. Okay, and he's gonna start taking a couple of steps in the direction he's supposed to go. And then he's gonna stop. Oh, by the way, do you know do you know he's um his diet? Is he allowed to eat stuff?
Nah, not at the moment. Hospital food only.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And then he's just gonna keep going.
Fair enough. Yeah, so yeah, you like the directions were pretty clear. And you like basically once you get to the end of it's not a very big hospital because the town itself is not huge, but it's still like a decent size because it's the only hospital in town. So like yeah, you reach the end of reception and there's a hallway there and it sort of branches left and right and you can see there's like a little map and it's got wings C and D are like in opposite directions and then wings A and B are like you go like either left or right and then there's like a corner and they lead and they're both upwards sort of thing, but you can see the like all of the hallways are straight um and then there's like a bunch of rooms at the end kind of thing.
Well, their setup isn't too bad. Well, let's see. Let's see how he is. And he's gonna start walking.
Yep. So yeah, you'll pass like one or two other people in here with like the long it's actually kind of funny because they've got the long white coats on as well. So
Ah,
so
yes,
they
this
don't
natural element.
they don't even really look at you. Like I think maybe a couple like some of them are too busy, but some of them are like sort of like do a double take before being like, all right, fine, I'm like I don't have time to deal with this kind of thing and just continue on with their work kind of thing. And there's another nurse in the little like entrance area that you head into, and just like looks up when you enter, and they give like a little wave, like basically you can approach them if you want.
And he gives a little wave back. um, but he will kind of slow a moment. This is the right way to D 34, yeah?
Um, yeah, and this is a halfling nurse, and they just sort of like raise their eyebrows, like, you're visiting Grimwald?
Uh, yes, I am.
Yeah, it's right on the left there. Um, you well, okay. Um, have fun. Good luck.
Thank you.
Just if you have any issues.
Oh, okay. Uh, uh, I appreciate it. As he continues walking, you kind of see like the little sweat drops forming on him. Like, man, maybe this isn't a good idea.
When are you go like? What are you going to do, Rutin? You gonna listen to yourself, or are you gonna listen to everyone else around you who said this is a bad idea?
Man, I mean, when you put it that way, me as a player, it's like, yeah, we should probably just turn around, go right on home. But this is routine we're talking about. Uh, he's not the brightest, and he he's kind of hopeful. Maybe something could be done. You know. But, so are we close to like outside the room?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like you wouldn't have needed to walk more than like 10 feet, because like most of the rooms in here, like basically the way that they have it set up is that um the person who is on like, because there are people coming in and out, but the specifically the person in the center of the room needs to be able to get to all of the rooms around them within a very very short period of time, in case like something, an alarm is sounded or something like that, an emergency is sounded.
Sense. Okay. Um, so before he gets to the room, he takes another breath. he he does pull out Tenny on his hand. Uh, all right, we're going to do this, and we're going to be okay, right? And he asks Tenny, who hesitates, then slowly nods. Okay, but you said to do one thing, and then we go eat. And Tenny nods again. Okay, so he's just gonna kind of place a hand on his chest, just as casually as he can, um, and he's going to cast Thought Shield on himself.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you need the description of it, or
Yeah, I don't recognize that one, so if you could post the description, that would be appreciated.
okay? That is. Let me post it in the. Hey. So yeah, fun little
Oh,
thing.
interesting.
Yes. So he'll have that on. I will put a note though. It does say that they cannot speak telepathically unless he allows it.
Mm,
Um, he will allow Daisy to interact with them
fair enough, fair enough.
if 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 they so choose.
Yeah,
So
alright, that's good to know. That's a really cool spell. Um,
yeah.
yep. Yep, so you cast that. Um,
He takes another breath and he's going to count to 10. Um, and he kind of, as he counts, he also has like Tenny mimic the counting.
cute.
and he is going to stand right in front of the door. Um, he raises his free hand and he's going to give a gentle 3 knocks and then listen.
Um, you're going to hear a well, come in.
And he so he gets the handle. He opens the door, but only slightly. Um, he pokes Tenny through first, looks around a little, and then walks in.
Okay, well, when Tenny pokes in, this is a fairly like small room. It's like there's a window on the side, so it's like brightly lit and stuff. The walls have been painted like a bright, cheery blue, um, and and there's only one bed in this place, which you think that these rooms would probably hold like two, like having a look at it, it looks like they would normally hold two, and there's like the railing things that would allow the curtains for them to be separated, but that's currently like pushed way back because there is a much bigger bed that has been taking up most of the space, which
Makes sense.
yep, you definitely recognize the Lee in there. Um, he's got several bandages like up his arms. You can't see below the blanket. But his head's also bandaged, and there's several machines like around him. Um, and he um like uh, uh, he stops and he looks at you for a moment, and then there's kind of like a long second of silence, and then there's a snarl and you, and he attempts to sit up, um and then doesn't get very far and has to like lie back down again, but he's still snarling at you.
Yes, but please don't get up. Um, you do need to rest. Um, uh, hi.
What are you
Um,
doing here?
I and with the initial snarl, he actually did kind of like shrink back a little, but now he's taking 1 or 2 steps forward, but not to get real close yet.
Fair.
Um, I I wanted to see how you were doing. Um, Also, how do you recognize me? I'm not wearing mustache this time.
Um, I'm assuming that the mustache came off sometime during the fight.
My God, no, that's perfect. Imagine it flying off his face. uh, man, I'm just thinking about it. but
um, no, you can keep going.
he but he shakes his head. Yes, I wanted to see if you were healing all right. Um, are you getting it proper food and rest? And he's taking 1 or 2 more steps, but again, he does keep a fair distance. He doesn't want to like overwhelm him or anything, though I think that would be rather difficult. Uh,
Yeah, this man is still glaring at you. It is quite intimidating, to be honest, despite the fact that it's very obvious he can't really do anything right now. Um, and just why do you care?
Why do I? Why do I care? Well, ah, I guess considering the circumstances, yes, that does seem kind of strange. But but I mean, he says, I am a doctor. I well, I mean, I'm a dentist, but either way, I do have a commitment to the health and well-being of people. I I did not realize that all of that, and he just kind of makes a gesture, was going to happen. I thought we were just going to talk, and then, well, I I just I just found the entire thing rather. It went rather poorly. Also, I have something to return to you if you are interested.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to think. There's multiple things that um there's multiple ways and multiple things that he could address there, and I'm just trying to figure out what he's going to like focus on. I think yeah, I think he's going to go sorry, just trying to word it correctly. Um I may uh sorry, I'm really having trouble like like wording this.
You know, to be honest, it is kind of a lot, and I just imagine this guy just deadpan staring at her team like, "You serious?"
Yeah, well, actually, like his expression is showing skepticism uh and I think he's basically gonna go like, um, don't let my size fool you. I am not a fool, and I do not appreciate being lied to. If you are here to kill me, get it over with and leave.
Routine can't help but go wide-eyed. Kill you? But we are in a hospital. That is the exact opposite of what you do in a hospital. I no, eh, I, and he's gonna go into his hammer's face. um, that's a 9. He he goes into his coat and he pulls out a square container. Um, it's kind of looks like Tupperware. I I just wanted to I wanted to check on your condition, and I did bring a little bit of soup. You're not really allowed to eat it though yet. Um, I I just wanted um, and now he kind of stops a little bit.
Yeah, I think like this has kind of like not been like there's this like are you for real kind of look and he's just I don't want your pity.
I,
What do you
it isn't
want?
pity; it's concern. There's a difference. if I were to pity you, I could talk down to you, some kind of condescending, what you call it. But no, I don't
Why?
pity you.
Why
Why?
are you concerned? I am your enemy. I tried to kill you all, and you almost succeeded in killing me, and I do not.
You know, they tried, you know, and my colleague tried to kill you, and I stabilized you. I didn't think we were trying to kill you. We were just trying to stop you from all of the uh, bad, illegal stuff that you've been doing. We just wanted you to stop hurting other people. I didn't agree to any healing. Even this was, and he's gesturing to the injuries, uh, excessive up to a point. I mean, you weren't trying to kill us.
Give me if I do not believe you, as you were the ones who started it.
And my colleagues were the ones who started it. I mean, yes, they are my colleagues, they are my friends. But I did not expect an ambush. And he kind of like pokes his fingers together, like, yeah,
Just thinking, like, I see. Then sorry, I'm just trying to think like he's basically he looks like he's trying to figure out what it is that you want with the
you know what
information that you've given him.
I imagine that he's the one lady with like the math equations going across.
yeah, if he was a toon, he would have the math
Yeah.
equations bounce around his head. And he's just you do not need to apologize. I was very much expecting something of the sort. I am curious as to why, but if it was due to the legal activities, then, well, that doesn't narrow it down. Who exactly do you work for?
He looks a little puzzled. Who do I work for? Uh, I mean, I I mean, I have my own practice, but I mean, I don't work particularly for anyone.
And he just like shakes his head like, of course, what was I expecting? And just, you expect me to believe that you have, out of some unknown reason, decided to join your colleagues for no reason.
A moment of realization hits him. Oh, right, right. Um, that's what you mean. Ah, no, well, uh, well, see, while I do have my own practice, I do also like to network. That is important. Um, and I'm gonna roll a history. I'm gonna roll a history, and here's why. Because I know what Oatmeal's been putting in the in the gallery, and I want to see if Routine remembers what the hell happened, what their cover story was. Oh, okay,
Oh dear.
that's an 18. So As he's talking, he starts to remember what the lie was. Ah, um, so as networking goes, I mean, businesses are just one portion of building up a community, and in working with the Paradise Recovery Committee, um, we would help to improve upon uh, the uh, the town. And in fact, it was looking at what has been done here, and he kind of spreads his arms a bit, kind of gesturing to the town. Uh, it it was something that interested us. I mean, not even really from a business standpoint. It's just it's amazing how you have built this place. Uh, you know.
I'm gonna roll an insight as soon as I find his stats.
I guess I should roll a deception? Question mark? I'll roll a deception too. Why not? Uh, oh my god.
Oh my god, you.
Okay. No. You don't understand. He got an 8. I got a 9.
Oh my god.
Just barely passable. Barely passable.
It's just talking around in circles, and he's just like, I don't have the brain capacity for this right now. I have not slept. Um, and just, that again. Yeah, that's really truly what you want, then you have a poor way of showing it.
uh, yeah. Um, that, uh, yes, that Baron von Smith is very eccentric. He looks away like, you know, he's really calling the pot calling the kettle black here. But
Uh,
he does take another kind of shuffle forward. And do you still want this suit? And it's supposed to be good for headaches and when you're not feeling good. I mean, you can't have it now, but maybe later someone can warm it up for you, put in a little fridge or something.
um, if you think I'm taking that from you, you're even a greater fool than you look.
You, he kind of frowned. You think I look like a fool?
I think you look like you don't belong here.
Don't belong here in the hospital? I mean, I'm wearing a lab coat.
I meant here, in this room, in this conversation, in a conversation with me. You are so far out of your depth on this sort of work, it is almost laughable.
then, then why aren't you like me?
Does it look like I'm in the mood to laugh?
Frankly, I don't know anything about you, which was also why I came here. I just wanted to understand why. why you did all that stuff. I because you're right. You're right. I am out of my league. I get it. I know I'm not as smart or confident or anything compared to my peers, but I want to try. So,
You will never make it in this field of work.
that's what they said to me when I was going to dental school. But here I am. I'm a dentist. So, it's not impossible.
You do not have the ruthlessness it takes to be in this line of work, Doctor.
What kind of line of work do you mean? I was only talking about building up and bettering a town. Do you think I'm interested in the not so savory portions?
I think you are extremely naive if you think they do not go hand in hand.
So you mean to say that you cannot make a prospering town without undermining
I do not undermine this town.
it, do you?
I have spent the last 50 years of my life building this town up from the ground with only my two hands and my own skills. When I grew up here, it was nothing but a playground for the whims of the powerful and uncaring. But now it prospers under the protection of my hand.
Huh. I, 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 I don't mean, but do you really think you are impervious to everything? How are you going to protect this town if something were to happen to it? Because as strong as you are, there's always someone that is stronger than you. What will happen when they arrive and they destroy everything that you've built? What will you do then? Rely on criminal activity to try to boost yourself back up? That's only going to hurt you in the end. What do you what do you stand to gain from meddling in these bad practices?
Sorry, I'm just trying to think of like how to respond to this. I will forgive your impertinence because it is clear you have very little idea what you're talking about. But the thing that I gain from it is allies. No, I am not strong enough to be able to stop everything that comes my way, but I am strong enough to keep others in line. And that is enough to make sure that they leave this town alone. Do you think that the others in this area care about legality and what is morally right? They respect nothing but power.
So Ah, so you are only playing their game to keep safe.
Do not get me wrong. I am not a person. I am well aware of the things that I have done. I am well aware of the things I have done to gain the things I have. But I have morals and rules that I stick to that others in this area do not.
I I understand to a point. After all, I'm not really a good person either. But you say you have morals. What would those even be then? If you are willing to stoop to such levels to get power.
I do what I have to make sure that others do not. I have rules in place that others know that they cannot cross, or they will face my wrath. I am a man of my word, and thus people know that I will keep it. That is where my morals lie.
I see. I see. Um, but you you say that I'm naive. What about others like me that are naive too? What if they just maybe they don't get it the first time, or they need to take some time and learn. What then? You will still punish them even if they make some kind of mistake?
Wishing for an ideal world is nice, but this isn't Inkwell where everything magically works out. This is the real world, full of corruption, desperation, and greed. That is what I deal with. I do not have the luxury of letting uh, I do not have the luxury of letting people be able to make mistakes and grow from them if they want to be able to have any chance at survival at all.
You know, that's where you're wrong. Inkwell isn't just some happy go lucky place full of magic and dreams and sunshine. It may seem like that, but that isn't always the case. Don't get me wrong. We have we have our good times, sure. But we never know what the plot is going to throw at us. We never know how our stories are supposed to work. You don't know that you're going to just be stuck the way you are, unable to change. It's it isn't fair. But that's why we have to make it fair. You say that you don't have the luxury. Yes, well, nothing is a luxury. You know the worth of hard work. So why can't you let them work at it? They need to grow in order to survive. You can't just you can't allow yourself to take on all the responsibility. if you want to keep people in line or have things in a set way, they need to be just as strong. And how do you get strong? Sometimes you you break a couple of bones or lose a couple teeth, but you get through it. You get through it, and then you're okay. You rise above it all.
Would you like to roll me a persuasion?
Persuasion. Okay. Very cool. Golly gee. Oh, okay. That's a dirty 20.
All right. Well, hmm. He would you like to also roll an insight?
Okay. But it's my it's oh god, my fucking insight's terrible. 50 no. Okay. That's a 17.
Wow. Okay. You can see that okay. You can see that what you're saying has actually made him stop and think. Um and one of the reasons why is that you get the impression from this man that this is someone who values strength. So you talking about, you need to let people have the opportunity to grow into their own strength was something that did actually hit close to his own philosophy. But more than that, he's considering what you're saying because it looks like what he's been doing hasn't been working recently. Um, so I think what he's going to do is gonna sigh, and for the first time, like is like going to almost relax back into the cushions. Like he's not. He could be wrong, but at this point, he doesn't care. Um, about you potentially turning and attacking him, but he also doesn't think you will. So he's just like, I can't at this point, and just like rubs at between his eyes and is just like, and how does one go about doing that?
Giving people the room to grow.
Yes.
Well, sometimes um, it's it's a matter of compassion and a matter of trust. You need to give them a certain amount of trust, and even if sometimes things happen and people make mistakes or things fall through, you need to show compassion that you understand. Now, there is a difference between knowingly making mistakes and accidentally making. There are those who still need to learn, like those who are naive and young. But with a bit of care, all things are able to grow. and then they come into their own being.
Trust is likely to get you stabbed in the back here, Doctor.
But that is because that is how people are conditioned to think. But if you start with a healthy foundation, there will be no need to be afraid. There will be no fear of being backstabbed. You just you start with you start with the soil and plant that seed of trust and care, and it will grow into something beautiful.
Can I roll an insight?
Yeah, you can. I'm wondering what he wants to know. Everybody's puzzling out. Oh shit! Routine is
Oh
seen.
wow. There is
Just a
a
22.
yeah. There is a Basically, what he wants to know is like partly this is um how much do you believe what you're saying? How much experience do you personal experience do you have with this? And um a little bit of is there a reason that you are bringing this up with me? Like, yeah.
Ah, okay. So, in order there. Um, um,
Basically,
the
sorry, just to clarify on that last one, is
yeah,
basically that felt very, very specific. And he's trying to puzzle out if you have a more specific meaning to it or if it's just very in general.
ah, I see. So, I guess we'll start. Um, well, I will say that the entire time he's been rather, he's either giving polite smiles or, or keeping things rather uh, a bit closed off, at least in terms of his facial expressions. He's like physically, he is rather tight lipped, but when he starts describing these things, he does break into a smile. And um, when he does so, I mean, you can feel this genuine um, emotion. But more specifically, you also notice that when he does smile, he's missing a tooth. That kind of puzzles you. As, he's a dentist. You would think he would be able to, fix that kind of thing.
Mm,
And as you think about it more, maybe that's part of his experience. He has some kind of experience with it. I mean, both literally and figuratively with the analogies he was using. And maybe he wasn't given that opportunity. And this is a way to give others that opportunity. So you really feel this this genuine compassion from him. Uh, but you do also get the feeling it is a little bit of flowery prose. Not that he doesn't mean it, but you're not quite sure if he has something specific in mind, or at least in terms of outlining plans and stuff. But you can't help but think that he also might be thinking of a couple specific people. You wouldn't know who, but it that's I guess that's pretty much what you get.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if there's anything else to. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess so. He does at least seem eager to try, though. Even if he doesn't have anything specific now, you have a feeling he could come up with something. Something good.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Oh, but also why telling him? Uh, ah, I do want to say that, as you turn this over in your mind, you realize that he had mentioned strength before. He had also mentioned that they had come to this town because it had become prosperous and it seems to be strong, underneath the care of like your organization. So perhaps he has some some trust or faith in you that you could be the linchpin in it, that you can make that kind of change and make it concrete. So that is probably the rest of it.
Hmm. All right. Okay. I kind of debating there are two ways that I could take this. Um, that he could take this, and I'm not sure which way he would because, on the one hand, he could try and fish for a little bit more information because he doesn't, still doesn't, uh, quite know what Rutin's deal is and whether he wants anything. But on the other hand, he could be like, because Rutin is not like anything or anyone he's ever really interacted with before, so he could be honest. But I don't know if he trusts Rutin like to that amount of being honest. I mean, Rutin did roll a really good persuasion before, so that's why I just kind of need to figure out like what is he actually going to do and say, and I'm just trying to figure
I
out
mean,
what to roll for that.
you could flip a coin, or
Yeah.
or I mean, you
Okay.
can take another moment to figure it out too. I mean,
I might
he did
roll.
just say a lot.
Yeah, I might flip a coin.
All right, we'll see.
Okay, one is that he's going to fish for more information, and two is he's going to be honest.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay. Well, Rutin, how does it feel? You've got the head of a criminal organization who has decided to have a heart to heart with you.
Oh shit!
I did
Well,
not
he's ready.
I did not see things going this way.
I I did not either.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, he doesn't even give him his ear yet. He's still planning to do that, by the way. Uh,
I need to figure out how he's going to word this. I think he's gonna say he's gonna sigh. And it's kind of funny because like this is like a big man letting out like a big sigh, and then just I will be honest with you, Doctor. I don't know how much I believe what you're saying, and I am skeptical that it will work and not end up with failure. But I am also not sure if I have much of a choice at the moment.
and I understand that. I mean, after all, I was part of the group that did all this. Um, so I understand, and you're not exactly trusting quite yet, but but I I I really think that with your conviction that it could work, and even if there is failure, there is nothing wrong with failure. In fact, failure is often a better teacher than success.
That gets a bit of laugh out of him, and your group has no idea what they've done, do they? I do not know if I can afford another failure. I our company has already been stretched thin recent due to recent events. And with your defeat of me, there are many of my competitors are chomping at the bit to try and take over my holdings.
You know, I was going to ask about that. I was concerned that with with you being deposed for a bit, that things might take a downward tip. But and that's why I wanted to ask if there. Well, I was going to say if there was anything we can do, but if there's anything I can do, I may be naive, but I am a healthcare professional and I do have connections. There is still there is still an opportunity to salvage what you have and grow things beyond it.
You would be willing to help me, and what would you get out of it?
But what would I get out of it?
Yes, goodwill is all well and nice, Doctor, but at the end of the day, most people are in it for something.
Well,
Nor do I particularly like being indebted to another. So, what do you want out of this deal?
well, see, I don't want this town to go to ruin. And I don't want your hard work to go to waste. Granted, part of it is funded by illicit activity. But like you said, you did do hard work and you did make sacrifices that should not be in vain. I don't want others to have hardship either. So I'm hoping by working with you that we can fix things and make things better. And you asked me what I want. I want to help make a place that people feel safe. And that starts with the people at the top. You work and make things secure. And I must admit, though, if you, I know that you may be more skeptical with abstract uh, concepts. Um, we were also interested.
Just gonna quirk his lips a little bit at that is, forgive me. I am a businessman at heart. I tend to like dealing with practical and tangible.
And that is understandable. And I do have a practice, so I did have to learn a little business. Um, I'd be stellar at it, but I did have a little help along the way. Um, and but if you're looking for tangible things, um, if we help you get back on your feet and perhaps uh, clear out some of the uh, criminal dealings in order to make um, you know, make things even better, we would like the jewel.
I see. If I was to ask you a question, Doctor, would you be honest with me?
So I would like to say, he has been occasionally glancing. When you're talking to someone, you don't maintain eye contact all the time. Uh,
Yeah, the with that, like he'd sort of like looked away, but when he asked that question, he's looking directly at Rutin.
and he stops a moment and he's focused on the floor, but then he looks directly at him as well. You were honest with me. I shall be honest with you.
Why do you want the jewel? Don't get me wrong, I am well aware of its grand legends, and that would be enough for most. But you do not strike me as the type to want it for that sort of thing. So I am asking you, if you were to get the jewel, what would you do with it?
What would I do with it? I I would keep it safe so that no one else could use it. It can just be.
You have no desire to use it for yourself.
Um, no, uh, I must be honest. Before even like I, I learned only a little bit about the jewel. I did not actually know what it was supposed to do. It was only after uh, becoming friends and colleagues with my group, I discovered what it was. But even then, if I want to do something and if I want to get something, I I want to do that with my own two hands.
And your colleagues, would they feel similarly?
similarly in that we want to build things ourselves and not use the jewel.
I'm just thinking about how to respond with this because, again, this is another one where there's like two things that is on his mind about this. Um, and they're kind of both related to the jewel. Um, I think I think he's gonna ask this first. You're welcome to like prod a little bit more, and he might tell you more, but for now he kind of is quite hung up on the why. So he is going to probably press. Um, then why is it so important to you to have if none of you want to use it?
Because because from what I have learned, a lot of people want the jewel, but just using it and getting what you want, that isn't really going to help in the long run. And it's it's important that we work with what we have. Because when you can magically get what you want, there is always some kind of catch. Even if it's not from whatever you request. You might get too complacent. You might make worse decisions, take risks. The safest thing is to just let it be.
I see. Hmm. So you wish to have it so that no one else may use it.
Yes.
Sorry, give me a moment. My computer is lagging just slightly. Um,
It's
okay.
okay.
He looks at he sort of like threads his fingers together like over his mouth and just sort of like looking for a little bit, like digesting that, and then tell me, doctor, are you aware of the other name that the jewel has?
The other name?
Yes, not the one that the people here call it, but the one that my people call it.
Uh, no, I don't.
They call it Kingbreaker because of its history destroying countless countries. It is a warning for any who may seek it, that of the consequences that it can bring, along with the power it supposedly wields. Many have ignored it, but I have a feeling that you understand better than most why it has that name.
He looks a little confused, but nods slowly. Power is one thing, but with it comes, well, you might get overwhelmed with it. And it, too much of it, it may just lead to ruin. So that makes sense.
Yes, well, it has certainly not brought me any fortune. Very well. I will take this deal with you. You
The
may have
routine gives a bit of a smile.
you may have claim over the jewel under the condition that you protect it from being used and you will help me rebuild this town. Cannot say that I see it as a fair trade, but if you are willing to undertake it, then very well.
He routine nods, and he's finally relatively a bit close to the bed, not completely, but he does hold out a hand.
Um, yeah, just a hand or.
Just a hand.
Alright, then, yeah, um, Lee is going to, try and straighten as much as he can in the bed and, lifts one of his hands, which quite frankly dwarfs, like, it would, like, take up your whole, like, half of your arm, but does, like, give it a shake.
Yay! ah, oh, but that reminds me. Um, I do have one other thing to add. If if you are interested, it is not really in relation to the deal. Um, this is also why I came here. And he's gonna go to his hammer space.
Oh dear. Yep.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was gonna fumble for a second. It's a two. All right. Um, so he takes out this kind of small. Um, it's definitely smaller than the Tupperware, but it's kind of like a. It almost looks like a compact of some sort. Um, and he goes, "Um, I did find it after everything was said and done. Um, uh, it's it's your ear. I found it.
It's just this expression of what?
um,
You
I
re-
I
you
have a
brought
way to.
you brought me my ear.
Yes, I did, and I know that might seem kind of strange, but I do have a way to reattach it if if that is um what you would like.
You are a strange man, Doctor.
Thank you. Um,
I will not stop you.
Ah,
To be honest, if you are not telling the truth, you have earned this. Uh, with sorry, if you are not telling the truth about this, then you have earned this beguile through the sheer audacity of your story.
uh, you just kind of see though, like a couple question marks pop above his head. um, it, um, he does open the compact. Um, you don't see anything just yet. You just kind of see a little bit of gauze at first. Um, so did you want me to reattach or?
Do what you need to, Doctor.
Okay, and so he's gonna kind of like skitter around the other side. Um, I forget which ear it is. Is it the left or right?
I honestly don't remember, so
Well, whichever it is.
yeah,
Uh,
I don't know if that
so
was specified, so it's one of them.
yes, one of them. So he kind of he immediately starts uh gathering some stuff. He kind of like pulls over this like side table, like the typical ones that you get that are at a hospital. Uh, he places the compact, opens it up, kind of unwraps the gauze, and yeah, sure enough, that is the ear. Um, and surprisingly, it looks relatively well preserved. Um, so, but he's going to have to go into his hammer space again. Um, to get out some supplies to reattach the ear. I rolled that off of the thing. Okay. And that's a 9. Good. Um, yeah, you see him take out this it kind of it looks like a smaller version of a toolbox, which is a little strange, but he kind of opens it up and you do see kind of a myriad of different instruments, if you will. Um,
Hmm.
and he kind of starts rummaging around in there. Um, do you want any like numbing jelly to put before before um?
I am not. I am no stranger to a little pain, Doctor.
Yes, but even if you are familiar with it, it does not mean you have to. Uh, he rummages around a little more. Uh, starts getting a couple of things out. Um, but he goes over and I'm going to remove a couple bandages. So bear with me. It is all right.
He doesn't say anything, but he will give a slight nod. Um, i- yeah, he doesn't really know what to do about this. Like, there is like that part of them is like, what am I doing? I could very literally like this is a terrible idea. I very literally could, um, well, quite honestly, he probably could do a lot of damage to you right now if he so. He doesn't know exactly how to feel about it, but um he still thinks you're a bit of an idiot for like being so compassionate and like not getting anything out of this sort of thing, but he's just like at this point I might as well let this happen.
You know, the kind of days where you're like, this might as well happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you do see him pause a moment. He kind of he decides to remove his gloves, put on a fresh pair. Um, he he kind of starts unraveling only a couple of bandages, just enough to expose wherever his ear was. Um, he he kind of surveys the area. Then he reaches, gets just gets a little bit of I guess a bit of alcohol, a bit of iodine, um, and you can see that he does he does obviously seem rather ditzy, but he is focusing rather intently, and he is careful, but uh, he is rather firm in his movements as well. Like he seems sure of himself, surprisingly. Uh,
Hmm.
he he does take a look, kind of like on either side of Lee's head, and is trying to position the ear in such a way um, that it'll line up.
Yep.
But he he then reaches and he gets like the he just gets some numbing gel out, puts a bit on there, um, and then uh, he very carefully positions the ear where he thinks it's best, and that's he'll try to hold it in place. He has like it's like some kind of clamp to kind of keep it there for a moment.
Hmm.
Uh, but then you see him get something from his pocket. That is another roll. Thank goodness that's a 9. Yeah, he doesn't keep this with the rest of the stuff. Uh, you you see him pull out what looks to be thread. Perhaps it's some kind of suture. Um, but but it doesn't seem like your typical thread. There's just something about it that's different. But um, I mean, otherwise it does look like regular, you know, stitching material. So uh, now he goes ahead and he's gonna stitch the ear back on.
Yep.
I wonder if I should roll something.
I mean, that's up to you. I'm alright if you want to roll something for it, if you want to roll a medicine or a sleight of hand or something like that. Um, Lee does
I mean, I
tense
hope you.
when you bring the
I'm
thread
sorry.
out, but he doesn't do anything else.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see what he gets. Oh, thank God. I was scared for a moment. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
23.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Um, so he's not too slow, but he is methodical. Uh, you definitely know that he is skilled enough, or at least you know now that he's skilled enough to suture this ear back on. Um, and after a few moments, it looks like he's kind of tying things off. And he pauses, takes another look or two, and I think we are good.
Um, yeah, okay. That was a con. I just wanted to see how Lee was doing with all this. Like, you can, yeah, he had tensed, and his like jaw is like very stiff, but he doesn't make any other movement throughout the entire process. And when you finish, he's just going to look at you. There's still that kind of like I don't know what to make of you kind of look. Just a nod and Thank you for returning my ear to me.
No problem. I do not know who cut it off, and I'm not sure I want to know. Maybe I do. All I know is it was kind of excessive, at least in my opinion. So I'm happy to return it to you.
Well, you are by far the strangest person I have ever met.
Um, I I will take that as a compliment, I guess. He does give a bit of a chuckle, though. I will say that isn't the first time I've heard that. And he kind of closes up his little toolbox, if you will.
Somehow that
Um,
does not surprise me.
but he cleans stuff up. Um, but once he's done, he turns to him and says, "Now, currently, you're not really going to feel the ear. I mean, obviously, if you touch it with your hand, yes, but you won't have any feeling in it until I believe. I think it takes about a day or so, but it will but it will return, uh, as well as whatever function it typically does. Um, but also, maybe you should still keep it bandaged just to keep it clean. Um, and yes, that's. I think that's about it.
I'm sorry, I'm just like thinking about the thread and being like, Wick, is this what I think it is, Wick?
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know what it is, but I also know it's not the first time that you've had magical thread.
Ah, yes. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't do much about that at the moment. Anyway, um, yeah, I don't know if he's going to say anything more to that. I think he's just going to nod and like just I think he's gonna say something along the lines of anything else up your sleeves that you wish to bring up.
Okay. Um. Uh. And then you hear like someone clearing their throat. And oh yes, Tenny. And he pulls out Tenny. The hand. Tenny wanted to say hi too, didn't you? And Tenny just gives a nod and then a little wave of a hand.
Oh my god. He doesn't know how to respond to this. He was like, "You you keep bringing up things that surprise me. Do you have anything else?" And he's like, "Yes, I do actually." He's like, "That wasn't that that was a joke." Oh,
That was
what?
a. He's just dumb. Okay.
Um like it was a half joke, a half like I don't know if there's anything else you could bring out that will surprise me. And it's like, "Nope, you still managed to surprise me." It's just he's just staring like, what?
uh, he kind of lowers his hand a little. Sorry, force of habit, pediatric tribulations, you know.
Ah, yes, I do not deal with kids often.
Ah, well, you do know. And he does put anyway. It is children who are the most naive, but also the most able to grow and and truly be resilient. So, anyways, do you want the soup? I know that you can't have it yet, but you don't have to. I just want to know before I put it away. He's like halfway to putting it in his jacket.
It's just this is like sigh, like fine, I'll take the soup.
um, I do want to roll an intelligence though, um, to see. Well, because it would make sense for the ah, he could have done some weird something to the soup, and that's why he's skeptical about it, right? I want to see
Mm,
if routine has even thought about that because ah, okay,
mm.
that's a solid 13. Um,
Yeah, I mean, like, it maybe takes you, like, you're putting it back down on the thing when it finally occurs to you that that's probably what he was thinking.
oh, wait. Oh, did you? Oh, oh. I well, um, I understand now. You you don't have to drink the soup. I made some uh yesterday, and I a little too much. So I thought perhaps you would like it, especially since it is good when you are sick. I know it probably is a little bit of a acquired taste, but I assure you it is pretty good. Um, and Oh, you meant you meant poison, didn't you? He kind of just gets the stone cold look on his face, like, oh, thought I was gonna poison you.
It's just, there's, like, a, sort of like, a huff, kind of, like, half exasperated, half finding it funny, and I will take the soup.
Ah, I mean, if it does, if it will ease your mind, I can I can just try he's trying to think of something. I could eat it right now, a little bit in front of you. Wait, no, I can purify it if that helps. I really did not do anything. I might have added a little too much salt, but I did not put anything in the in the soup.
Somehow, I believe you.
Uh, he just nods. Okay, but is there anything else I can do? Uh, I know I probably said a lot, and maybe you're tired and you want to sleep a bit. I don't want to overstay my welcome.
Um, if you would allow me, Wick, and I don't mind if you say no,
Uh-huh.
can I
Okay.
roll an insight on the on Rutin's earlier statement about the kids stuff?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh my god.
I can't
A
see the
nat
result
one.
at the moment. Yep,
So
okay.
what did you want to know?
Oh, well, I mean, basically, he wanted to know, like, was there anything else behind the, like, because, the way he was saying it, kids are the ones that we gotta let make mistakes and grow kind of thing, is like that was like mirroring what he was saying before about um basically because he doesn't know that you guys know Joy, or anything like that, and he doesn't know that that's like who Rutin was talking about, kind of like hinting about when talking about giving people second chances and things like that. So it was basically a way to try and put it together, but no, he just thinks this is the way Rutin is, that of course Rutin cares about children. Why not? It fits with everything else about this man.
Though, I mean, I could give you a tiny bit in that. I mean, you wouldn't make the connection with, joy and everything, but um, not only do you think, well, I mean, he probably does work with kids as well, especially the puppet. I mean, it might be work related. You don't know. This is a puppet that looks just like him. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
but but also now that you're thinking about it, you know, perhaps uh, he wasn't like, just as you may have thought he wasn't given an opportunity to make mistakes or to just be. Maybe that had occurred earlier in his childhood. Maybe that's
Hmm.
part of the way he is or why he's like. But that's all I can give you.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even know if he should get that with a nat 1.
Well, I mean, he has a modifier plus 3. Um,
Yeah, I suppose
but at the
that's
very
true.
least, you're right. Pediatrics.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, yes, this makes more sense. Yeah, anyway, um, no, I don't think he has anything else. He's still sort of like looking at you, puzzled, because you are, again, the strangest person he has ever met, and how do you, like, what do you do when someone who just attacked, like someone came into your facility pretending, like, lied to your face, then attacked you, and then one of them shows up like 2 days later, is like, I'm sorry, that was an accident, I want to help, here's your ear back.
And, I want to flip a coin or something. And this might ruin everything, but I'm gonna. Um,
Okay.
oh, okay. Thank God. Routine is not that much of an idiot. Okay.
I kind of
So
want
that's
him
a
to have
no.
done it now, because I'm just like, oh.
Oh, don't worry. I'll let you know afterwards. But he cleans up the rest of his things. Um, and so he goes, all right, well, I'll let you rest. And um, that makes sense. He's gonna do one last hammer space roll. Now, this is also stupid, but it's less stupid. All right,
Okay.
that's a 6. He um he pulls out a business card. um, so um, since we are going to be working together, you probably should have my contact info. Yes.
It might help.
Okay. Um, and he will hold it out for him to take.
Yeah, he'll take it. And I'm assuming you don't need any help finding your way back here.
Uh, no, I found the place all right. So just let me know if you need anything else. For now, I should let you rest up, and and once you're mostly to fully healed, we can start from there. Though, if there's anything in the meantime that I can do, uh, just just uh, just call and let me know.
Very well. And he pauses to think, like, um, again, this is kind of like, um, one of those places where there are two things that he wants to say, and they are very wildly different things. So I'm gonna roll another d2 to see which one he goes for.
Okay. See.
All right. Well, yeah, okay. Yep, he's going with the more positive one, which is
Oh.
probably a good thing for basically I can tell you what the other one was afterwards if you would like. Um
Nice.
but he's just going to go, and doctor, try not to get yourself killed with any more things like this.
He does actually give a bit of a bashful smile. Well, I'll try, but no worries. You know, we tunes always bounce back. And gives another grin. But with that, he's gonna turn and head for the door.
Yep. Well, no one's going to stop you. Um Lee isn't like, that was basically his version of goodbye. Um um and like the nurse that's out in the hallway is just gonna give you like a cheery wave and the, oh, things go well. He wasn't too much of a well, he's been a bit of a grump with the enforced bed rest, but did things go well?
he gives a hearty wave back. Yes, things went well, and hopefully he'll make a full recovery soon.
Yes, well, I'm hoping so. He's done a lot for this town.
Yes, but I'm sure things will turn out fine.
I hope so. Anyway, you know your way out?
Uh, I think so. Thank you again.
Okay, it's just down the hall, and then on your right, and then straight shot out of the hospital. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. And you can kind of see though that he has a little bit of a pep in his step.
Yep.
He walks down the hall, turns left, wait, turns right. And
It's not really one of those ones where you can turn left. So what I think he does is he goes past the entrance and then is like, "Hang on, that was it," and then backtracks and then walks
yeah.
out.
And as he steps outside of the hospital, um, yeah, yeah, he kind of takes a deep breath and then nearly collapses. Oh man, that was a lot. Oh, okay. And he's got like his hands on his knees for a second, like, oh, he is very intimidating. But I'm glad that that worked out. Daisy, how are you feeling?
All right, I need to roll to see how well Daisy's gonna communicate with Rutin, but we'll see.
Yeah, I do. I just do want to see if Daisy does have a little bit on this. Otherwise, it's okay. 17.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Daisy, Rutin hears a voice. The I can't believe that worked.
I can't either. Well, I mean, not that I didn't not have, you know, hope that it would work, but you know, I was really nervous at first.
You you didn't mention Joy. Why?
Why? Uh, well, as much as I talked about second chances and trust, and he does grow a little serious, he did still hurt her. I don't trust him with her just yet. Not for a while. It's best to not mention it. Maybe not even at all. We want to keep our friends safe, yes.
Yes. I. What if? But what if he tries to go after her again?
Uh, that, yeah. His face goes back to a smile. Oh, don't worry about that. Uh, I'm all for giving people second chances. But if he ruins this chance, well, there won't be another one. And
Um.
I would like to say this is like a shot of him like walking down the street, like,
Yeah, I was just thinking that feels like a really great way to end the FPS. Honestly, of just on that line.
well, thanks.
Yeah. So that's where we're gonna end it. Thank you, Wick, for playing
Yay.
with me. That
Thank you for having me.
certainly went in a direction I was not expecting it to.
Yay.
But yeah, I guess I can deal with the consequences of my actions later.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. Routine's gonna face the consequences later. Too.
But yeah, no, this was great fun. Thank you for playing with me, Wick. And thank
Yeah,
you
thanks
to
again.
our audience for listening. I hope you had fun. I hope the rest of my
Yeah.
players don't kill us too badly.
Yeah.
And yeah, to anyone listening in the future, I hope you had fun too. Um, bye.
Yeah. Have a good time, Zone.